Earlier this year, when asked the question what the role of AI in design was, Wes Gordon from Carolina Herrera said, well, if there's one thing we learned from history, it's to not to be afraid of newness. And our fashion industry has actually been historically a bit afraid of newness. If we look at other sectors, we've been slower to adapt technology. Of course, if you look around this room, luckily in recent years, we've been adopting digital product creation. We've looked at the metaverse. We've looked at Gen AI. But at the same time, while that's very exciting, there's quite some challenges that still stand in the fashion industry. So with economic volatility and inflation, there's increasing pressure on the margins. And in addition, as mentioned earlier, there's an accelerated demand for sustainability, which is slowly but surely bringing the topic into the designer studio. Now, my name is Heidi, and I'm the founder and CEO of Athena Studio. In the next couple of minutes, I want to talk to you about an overlooked application of AI that we believe has the power to be a real game changer. Now, I don't actually know how to change the slides. Okay, first things first. McKinsey forecasted that in the next 3 to 5 years, Gen AI would have the potential to contribute $275 billion to the fashion industry, with applications in supply chain logistics, in retail, in marketing, and also in design. So if we double-click on design, we immediately think about applications like Midjourney, or my personal favorite, Raspberry AI, that actually help designers with coming up with fast iterations on designs based on a simple input, sometimes even informed by your historic sales data. So we have tools that help us save time in the design phase and do better. But this still doesn't help us with the challenges of gross margin and sustainability. And this is particularly interesting when we think about product development. Why? Because over 80% of the financial and the environmental impact of our garments come from decisions made in this early stage. And yet, and I'm looking around to see if I see some nods, very rarely this is measured, let alone optimized for during product development. Why? Well, we don't have the data to calculate this at this early stage, and product development is super high-paced. Nobody has time to go look for more data or do analysis. So what is the result? Collections are being developed without a view initially on how the styles perform versus their financial and sustainability goals. The visible pain point is the days of time that are spent on styles that might never see the daylight because they're not financially feasible or they have to be reworked. The invisible pain points, missed opportunities to improve your gross margin, or environmental footprints that are too high than necessary. So we truly believe that here is an area where AI can really make a difference. Because just imagine a fashion industry where the environmental impact and the profitability is not just an afterthought, but it's actually part of the design stage. Now, if we think about it, machine learning has the ability to actually help with these early stage data gaps, and also to predict profitability and the environmental impact of your design choices. Machine learning models also are able to actually learn from textile engineer knowledge and translate that tacit knowledge into an automated way of identifying which fabrics are replaceable by one another. And if we then take it one step further, what's really exciting about Midjourney is that based on one input, you can get one iteration after the other. If we marry those smart machine learning models that can predict early stage impact with the generative capacity, what will we get? And that is what we do at Athena Studio. So we don't focus on helping in the design stage. We do exactly what comes after. I always like to say from sketch to sample. What is the most responsible execution of your design? So we build software for product development teams that helps them to optimize each style for both their financial and sustainability goals right from the start. We do that through instant recommendations. So based on the fabrics you selected, the trims that are required, the supplier that you're working with, we'll identify those combinations of fabric trim suppliers that together improve your environmental footprint within your financial goals. Now, what makes us unique is that we develop these optimization tools for product development teams, which has led us to truly develop algorithms that can replicate the way that product development teams make decisions and how they make choices. And we layer on top of that a layer of information on environmental and financial impact. So we truly believe that the new norm should be more data-driven product development. And I will be around today and tomorrow, so if you would love to talk about the future of product development, please grab me for a coffee or a drink tonight at the reception. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Heidi. And next up, we have Jorgen of Bandicoot. Come on up.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Jorgen Sevild from Bandicoot Imaging Sciences. Let me see. We digitize textile fabrics. And before I joined Bandicoot as their first hire, I was working in Hong Kong and China for 10 years with the textiles and apparel manufacturing industry. And actually, the last time I was in New York was in 2017, visiting one of the buying teams, I think with one of the brands that are here tonight, or today. And on this trip, let me see here, we were visiting a buying team, as I mentioned, and I think this is a great example of just the problem that Bandicoot is solving. And that's physical sampling. With this buying team that we met, there was a young designer who, at the end of the meeting, said that she wasn't able to make any decisions on what samples or what fabrics to go with. And because of this, the fabric mill then had to send over 50 fabrics as samples directly to their office so that they can make that decision. And each of those samples cost $12 a piece. They have to pay for shipping costs around the world. It would take a long time in processing and preparation of those fabrics, the environmental impact of the resources and the materials needed to produce those, and so forth, shipping, and just the wastage. And so imagine if this is one example of one company, one meeting, and if you multiply that with all the different meetings and all the different companies that they meet with and all the samples they have to send out, this is quite of an impact on the environment and on the business. I think the industry is well aware of this problem, and we've been trying to solve this problem with fabric digitization. But one of the problems with fabric digitization is that it hasn't actually significantly reduced the amount of physical samples required. And that's the problem that we're trying to solve. At the moment right now, it costs quite a lot of money to get started with fabric digitization. It requires dedicated equipment, skilled labor that spends most of the time in adjusting, or subjectively adjusting colors, working to tile the material and getting everything ready. And this takes a lot of time, and as I mentioned, we just haven't seen the kind of substantial reduction in physical samples. And so imagine if there was a solution out there that could accurately digitize fabrics with very high quality at scale where you didn't need the skilled labor. And anyone around the world could easily digitize fabrics so that it would be easy to bring your physical fabrics into your 3D design software. That's what we're doing at Bandicoot Imaging Sciences. And with only a regular digital camera and these frames, the team of world-class scientists behind Bandicoot has built a technology that allows you to take 9 images of a material with this frame positioned over it. The frame is available in multiple different sizes, from small, quite notebook, half a notebook size, to very large 4.5 feet sized frames. And you can even bring multiple scans together to stitch them. The process is very easy, and we've taught this to hundreds of people around the world so far, where you take one image directly at the center of the material and one image from each of the different arrows around the frame. The way that this works is exactly like this, where you can see you take one image directly down and then 8 photos around. Once you have your 9 images, they will look something like this. Bandicoot's technology is completely cloud-based, so you upload these images directly to your Bandicoot user profile, and you can then process the images and turn them into PBR texture maps. All this is happening in the cloud, and all you need is just a computer with an internet connection. This is one platform for all your fabric digitization needs, and it's web-based. Anyone can sign up for a free account. Once you upload your image files, they are color calibrated, they are seamlessly tiled, and the entire process is fully automated. If you'd like to make adjustment to your digital material, like tiling, color, and anything that you'd like to, there's a set of tools on Bandicoot platform that you can use. And because everything is cloud-based, we can also build custom integrations with other tools in your workflow. So our aim is to be compatible with all 3D and design software and standard kind of ecosystem software on the market. Currently, right now, you can download your texture maps in PNG, standard, U3M file format, and GLTF file format that works directly with your Clo or Browseware or Style3D or Optitex and any design software on the market. There's a new feature that we're launching in a matter of the next few days where you can now also import your existing digital fabric files, and you can utilize Bandicoot's automated tiling tool to save time on having to sit there and do manual tiling, so that no one really wants to go to work in the morning and do tiling. And that's what we're trying to solve with this tool. Import your fabrics, digital fabrics into Bandicoot solution and have them automatically tiled. As I mentioned, it's an affordable it's an affordable process that uses accessible equipment. There's no specialized skills needed, only basic photography skills. The whole process is automated. This is a direct capture approach, so there's no AI hallucinations or inaccuracies in the generation of the PBR texture maps. You have the flexibility of choosing different frames for different needs and different patterns. And you can even digitize fabric pattern repeats up to 10 by 10 feet. This is easily scalable, and you can bring this to your digitization partners, to your vendors, or you can do it in-house. And of course, quality is very important. These are just some examples of fabrics that have been digitized with Bandicoot. And we've done extensive testing and found that the quality is on par or superior to any other fabric digitization that you can find on the market. It's not just the flexibility and the scalability, but you can also get the quality directly out of Bandicoot. As an example of this, we've been able to partner with a large home textile company called Brule Textile. Brule Textiles has been digitizing fabrics for many years already and have a library of over 15,000 materials readily available online. Together with Brule, we created a digitization hub in Malaysia, together with just local photography studios. And we're currently on track to be able to set up the capacity to digitize up to 80,000 materials every single year. This demand for quality and scale is unprecedented beyond everything and anything we've seen before. We've been able to work with a lot of brands in the fashion industry, and the pricing model is very simple. There are no fixed monthly fees. You only pay for what you scan. You can purchase a starter package that gives you a medium-sized A4 chart and 10 scan credits. The scan credits can easily be topped up in your account, and 1 credit is 1 digital fabric. The more credits you buy, the more discount you get. And each credit is available for as little as $4.50. In addition to building a self-service digitization solution as you can use yourself, we're also building a global network of service provider with photography studios around the world, as we showed. And our mission and our vision is essentially to provide a platform and an infrastructure for all your fabric digitization needs. And because we're here at PI Apparel, we're now offering the starter package at half price at $75 instead of the $149 online. So if you have any questions, please come to or ask me any questions in the Q&A session, or come to my booth at booth number 25 later. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Jorgen. Next, we have Bruce, Terry, and Kelsey MacDonald of BodiData.
Good morning. I'm Bruce Terry. I'm president and co-founder of BodiData, and this is BodiData.
Introducing the Cora handheld scanner by BodiData. A simple and accurate solution to measure and match ready-to-wear clothing so that wearers can knowledgeably select their optimal size and fit. Just attach Cora to an iPad Pro and scan. With its portable, wireless design, BodiData's Cora scanner is flexible and easy to use. Cora uses optical and radar sensor technology that leverages iPad's LiDAR and Apple ecosystem. The Cora scanner's sensors penetrate clothing and determine a customer's unique 3D body measurements beneath the clothing they're wearing. Our state-of-the-art size-matching technology helps customers get the best size recommendations and understand the quality of fit on critical areas of their body, whether it is for fashion or uniforms. BodiData's Cora size-matching solution dramatically reduces returns, so you can expand your relationship with satisfied customers who know the product they receive will meet their fit expectations.
It's kind of remarkable, isn't it? Our scanner measures the body surface beneath clothing. There's no need to remove any clothing. And as you've seen in the video, we capture a radar cloud of the body beneath. So there's measurements extracted from that on demand, only on demand. There's no database of measurements maintained at any other time. And every person that's measured receives a body ID that they can use online or in store at any future time. We also have every other handheld measurement technology in the market. We have the original 2-photo patent, we have 3D LiDAR, and we have the self-measure applications as well. We have them all because we know there's different circumstances and different business needs at different times. And what's really important when you measure people, since you're putting them in ready-to-wear clothing that's designed for somebody else's body, is that they need to understand how that garment is going to fit their unique body shape. So we make sure that we manage their understanding of fit, otherwise you'll get all kinds of unnecessary returns. And of course, what this allows is, and has created, is our measure, match, manage solution. It's essential that you measure accurately, that you match with great skill through a very sophisticated style taxonomy, and that you manage the customer's understanding of fit. And when you do those three things, you can reduce returns. And you also create a phenomenal database. What it allows the store associates to do is focus on the real process of building relationships with the customers rather than taking clothing in and out of changing rooms and all of that. But you're also building an incredible database in the process that is the connective tissue for omni-channel selling. You can have the greatest CRM relationship management system in the world, but if you can't actually help the customer have the confidence to know that when you make a size recommendation that it's going to fit them, then you're not going to be able to rebuild the loyalty, and you're not going to be able to connect that physical store to your online store. And when you have this data, you're able to do that. One of the great benefits of this, of course, is when you reduce apparel returns, you're able to get rid of the terrible ESG consequences that are associated with the unnecessary manufacture of products that otherwise have no benefit. Reduced returns have a major reduction in the reverse logistics costs. These are significant amounts. They're not decimal points, these are percentage points. And when your sales clerks are focused on selling and they're becoming concierges to your customers, and when you have that CRM connection, you're able to boost sales dramatically. All of this results in a reduction in the need for product discounts and a greater CRM productivity, which ultimately results in a sales improvement and a dramatic ROI improvement. In analysis that we've done with customers, we've shown that the net margin improvement is 1% to 2% when you can reduce returns and improve sales with our system. Of course, the most important thing is that you have data and you have to understand fit. And Kelsey's going to speak about that now.
It's like that. So another key area that we want to assist our customers and our partners with is fixing the fit issues before they actually reach the customer. So we really believe that powered by data, in addition to a high accuracy size matching process, will allow the end wearer to not only know what size is going to fit them, how it's going to fit their body, what aligns with their personal preference, but also be confident that every time they buy from a brand, they're going to get a really exceptional fit and they can trust that every time. So there's obviously a lack of standardization within the industry, and we're not ever going to resolve that. Typically what you have is styles that are optimized for a single fit model, but you have customers that are different sizes across brands. But even within one single brand, a customer could be wearing 3 different sizes, and that creates returns and frustration in the fitting room especially, and it leads to a lack of loyalty as well. And in your standard process, you start with a fit model and you grade up and down the scale to accommodate the rest of the sizes. But the key difficulty with that is it's so difficult to be able to try that garment on multiple bodies within that base size, but also to reach the people in the other sizes up and down the scale and get diverse bodies in those products to be able to really optimize the fit across the whole grading scale. And that leads us to Body Safari. So our goal is to try to resolve this problem by allowing you to virtually fit thousands of bodies into your styles so that you're able to view the accuracy of your pattern across the grading scale and optimize your styles to better fit a wider population. So we're able to segment our data set of body scans to match a wearer population by many different factors. And as our partners continue to use our products using Cora and the Measure Match Manage system, they can also accumulate data to use directly their own scans in aggregate to show those same reports. And this allows you to exactly match your wearer population, but also be able to explore new areas of opportunity as well. So this shows ability to optimize your trends for order volume, reduce skew, and provide a better fit for your end wearers overall and increase loyalty. And I will just say as well, with our 3D point cloud that you would have seen in our video, we're able to also convert those into avatars as well that can be used with all of the major 3D design systems and other presentation methods. So we're able to use that and really integrate into every aspect of our partner's design process, from that development phase up to the actual delivery to the end wearer. So with that, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Please feel free to reach out to us and contact us afterwards. And thank you very much to Pi Apparel for having us as well. So thank you.
All right, and next we have up Jennifer Schultz and Libby Wilson of Pick 3D Design House.
Good morning. I'm so glad to see you all here today. See some familiar faces and a lot of new ones that I'm looking forward to meeting today. Whether you're an expert in the industry or you're here as a newbie today, I just want to welcome you, and I'm so glad that you're here. We are Pick 3D Design House, and proud to be a woman-owned and operated company. I'm Jen Schultz, founder and president.
And I'm Libby Wilson, digital design director.
And in the crowd, we have our advisor, Bert Schultz, here with us today. We also like to call him our executive intern. So together, Libby and I have over 30 years of experience in the apparel industry. So we've worked for companies including Nike, Browseware, Walmart, Hurley, Dillard's, just to name a few. A little background on how Pick got started. So my last corporate role, I was with Walmart Apparel for a little over 10 years. Had held positions primarily in women's wear, in product development, sourcing, little financial planning to get the P&L under my belt. In my last 3 years I was there, leadership came to me and they said, "We want you to go run the technical design and quality teams for men's, kids, and baby." And I said, "I know nothing about that." And they said, "You don't have to. Your team of experts know everything about it." And I said, "Okay, sign me up." So started that journey in the fall of 2019, and in the spring of 2020, we found ourselves in a pandemic at home, working in our silos, and that is where I fell in love with 3D. Our teams were able to seamlessly execute sampling digitally and we're able to show our leadership exactly what they plan to be purchasing. We were able to conduct walkthroughs through 3D, and I fell in love with it, and our teams took it and ran with it. Long story short, I just found a need in the industry outside of Walmart where to really provide support for the suppliers and manufacturers that were trying and embarking on their 3D experience. And I just felt like we could make a bigger splash. So from there, PIC was born. We are a full-service 3D design house and factory, so literally have a digital factory where we create these garments. And we support the product life cycle from start to finish. So anything that you would, any product or process that the garment goes through, we touch. So from pattern making, tech design, fabric digitization, basically the creation of the garment, we provide, and then we extend that life cycle all the way to placing those garments on e-com, packaging, photography, and one of our favorites, and where our company has really been expanding, are store designs and visual merchandising. Essentially, that's become a huge part of our business. We take the assets, not only that we've created, but sometimes our clients bring different assets that they've created, and we put those together and form very impactful presentations that our clients are utilizing to present to retailers like Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Costco, Kohl's, you name it. I'm gonna, when we're working with our clients, it's a very customized approach. So it's not one size fits all. All of our clients have different needs, and so essentially, we work with them to fill the gaps in their process. And I'm going to turn it over to Libby to talk more in depth on what we do.
Hey guys, it's good to see familiar faces out there. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about what PIC is about. Our job is just to make you look good and make you look fabulous, even if you know nothing about 3D yet, or you're just starting your journey, or maybe it's just a supplemental, just like Jen said. Whether it's high resolution renders or fabulous and realistic 3D product, fabric, animations, VR even, we'll go to your meetings with our little Oculus and you can walk through a space. We have a large in-house team with all kinds of roles like pattern makers, 3D artists, technical design, fabric digitizers, textile designers, architects even, and 3D modelers. So that we are not a software company like you've seen a lot of the startups here, but we embrace all software. So we're very software agnostic. Anything that will propel innovation forward and really bring it home for our clients, what best results there are. So I'll just name a few that we use: Browseware Clo, Tukatech, Textura, Alvanon, 3ds Max, Blender, Unreal. We love it all. We geek out with everything. So even though like 3D visualization is here to stay, it's very well established, there are many apparel and home. We've actually taken on a lot of like home and GM projects as well that are working with limited staffing and resources, and sometimes their resident expert is still learning the ropes. So they suffer through a lot of trial and error. It takes them a while to get places. Well, we can really accelerate that learning and the 3D process just with our in-house design team, and either with projects or training, we will get you to the next level. So that's what we're here for, to lend our expertise and really lift up the companies that need that boost. And we're here, we got your back. We will be your 3D guru guides through the Mount Everest of 3D. So we want to really partner with software companies. We already do a really good job with our SOPs, going through bug reports and feature requests, trying to really poke and prod all these software companies to go into the future, since we're the ones really like utilizing them, and we want everything to be made a little bit easier for our customers and our clients and ourselves. Like, we still feel like, you know, in the past 10 years, 3D's come a long way, but it's still, there's a lot more untapped technology that is out there. And now with, you know, next generation AI and everything, we can make it easier, you know, not make this process so cumbersome, because sometimes it can be, and we want to just help make that seamless, either partnering with the software companies or, you know, with our clients, and really just getting things done and making it easier for everybody in this digital revolution that we're in. So
stop by and see us. We're at booth number 34, right next to Browseware, and grab a cookie, try on the Oculus headset, and take a virtual tour while you're there. Looking forward to meeting you all.
yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jennifer and Libby. Next, we have Charlotte Stobrawe and Kim van der Brule.
No, I don't have a clicker. 1 second. We need the clicker. Do you have the clicker? Ah, okay. Cool, thanks.
Okay, and once again, give a warm welcome for Charlotte and Kim of PTTRNS.ai.
Hello, everyone. So, hi, my name is Charlotte Stobrawe. I'm here on behalf of PTTRNS.ai as Head of Digital Fashion and Transformation.
Hi all, I'm Kim van der Brule, and I'm also here for Patterns as the product owner for Flare, our rendering platform.
Yes. And we would like to wake you up a little bit.
Yes, we would like to start with a quiz to see your knowledge in 3D fashion. So let's start.
Yes.
So you can win something with this quiz. First of all, you can render credits with our platform. So yeah, let's give it a go. The rules are quite simple. There are 5 questions, and I would like to see some hands up or hands down. We will be counting, but you can also claim your credits at the end of the presentation. So I'm curious to see if you can see which visual is not a photo. So which one of the 2 is a render? Do you think the left one is a render? Hands down. Do you think the right one is a render? Hands up.
Okay, mixed.
Mixed group? Good. Well, actually, it was the right one. So the right one was a render, but they come very close to each other.
Next question. So, how much fresh water is required for making a single cotton T-shirt? And I feel like I learned that in university years back. Do you know if it's 462 or 713 gallons of water? Hands up or hands down? Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. The right answer is, of course, 713 gallons of water. That is equal to drinking water for one person for 2.5 years, which is quite a lot. So that also explains why we want to go digital, all of us here, I guess, in this room.
I think also it's very important to have really good 3D in-house knowledge. So I'm very curious to see who knows which render has no displacement map, because having correct maps is very crucial. So hands down for the left one and hands up for the right one.
Let's see who are the techie ones.
Oh, not that many hands. That is interesting. So we have a lot to learn. Actually, it was the right one. So as you can see here, this is how it would look with a displacement map. So you really get a lot of depth in your 3D render.
Interesting. I guess I'm the numbers girl today. So how much can DPC process reduce time to market? I think that's a super important one. Most people start with that. 20% or 50%? Yes. Oh, nice. I love that you're also engaged today.
Yeah.
It is 50%, but also I wanted to add 70% of sample reduction. And I formerly worked for a company called Vila, a brand called Vila that's under the bestseller umbrella in Denmark as head of 3D. And I can confirm that this is actually amazing. Working with 3D really helped us to bring collections out in just a few weeks. So one more question we have?
Yeah, last one. Which one is a render? Hands up or hands down? Oh, it's mixed again. Actually, it's both, and both created by us, by Flair.
Yeah, we had to do a little trick question here. All right, thank you very much. So I would like to start a little bit with what, for me, 3D means. So basically, when I started implementing 3D in Bestseller before joining Patterns, I think I realized like all of us start with these great ambitions. We have these high hopes what digital fashion can do for our business. We can reduce physical samples, be more sustainable in the process, as we just have shown with if we could save one cotton shirt in the development phase, what would that mean for us? But also we wanted to streamline workflows across the whole company and improve collaboration. And of course, along the way, we try to be more efficient and cut costs. But I think, as it turns out, it's actually kind of a journey towards the unknown. There are a lot of challenges along the way, so I would like to talk about those. Working with 3D also means that we are discovering new tools along the way. Everything is a little bit unknown in that sense, but it is also the beauty in it because it's ever evolving. That's what I loved about this topic. Which are the right tools, which are the ones we want to use in the teams, but also what should we do in-house and what should we outsource? That was a difficult question. And on top of that, the DPC team was constantly asked to create visuals for various use cases, from design approval purposes all the way to social media, marketing videos. That's a huge challenge. And it requires a skill set in-house that oftentimes traditional fashion education doesn't cover. And that's a huge challenge in and of itself. Different departments need to work alongside each other, support each other with all kinds of softwares. And in the end, all of this needs to be done at scale. So with very tight deadlines we have in fashion, and we also need to keep this quality standard alive in that. So that is basically why I joined Patterns after 3.5 years of experience of implementing 3D in a brand. And Kim, as product owner, will explain a little bit of how these problems can be solved.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you. So I can really relate to what Charlotte is saying because my background is in fashion design and in 3D design. And I did a lot of implementation with bigger brands to see how we can leverage 3D in your workflows. And I noticed like there's a big bridge between fashion and technology, and especially when it comes to rendering. So what I'm doing now, I'm really focusing on the product development of Flair, and that is our fashion rendering solution, which you can actually upload your digital assets and create photorealistic renders, which can be used for marketing purposes, business to business, and business to consumer. And I quickly wanted to take you through the steps how it works, so you can upload any 3D file you have, so you don't need to have 3D knowledge. Also, as someone else in the company with no design or 3D background, you can upload them. That could be done via an API with your PLM system, and then it can be rendered out with templates. So I quickly wanted to go through the templates. So as you can see, we are setting up your lighting scene, your HDRI. We're doing it together with your team, so it also matches your photography. So if you would use these images on your e-commerce, it would blend perfectly, and you won't notice the difference. That's also why we did the little quiz. We're making sure that your margins are setting up correctly, so you don't have loose space out, but also making sure that your camera settings are correct, so you don't miss any detail or any shot you would like to have. And I think what's also very important is the output that we're generating. So right now we're having hollow bodies, back shots, 360s, but also zoom in videos. And you can do it without a mannequin, but you can also do it with an avatar or a mannequin in there. And I think that really helps. And as you can see, some examples of what we are generating with Flair, with the rendering platform we have. I think we have some secret sauce. So we're having fuzz, we added there. And as you can see, fur, we don't only focus on clothing, but also on accessories and shoes that make sure that your brands can really work together so that all the teams can cross-function with each other. So in the end, you have high quality, consistency, speed and skill, but also it's very easy to use. I think that's it for us. So if you have any questions, come by, Table P, or text us.
Yes, we'd love to see you.
Yeah. And don't forget your redder credits. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Charlotte and Kim. And next, we have Peter Hellevik of ZIZR.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, my name is Peter, and I shop online. Hi, thank you. I know you all shop online. You're supposed to say hi, Peter. And I shop online even if my user experience, my customer journey is, sorry to say, crap. And I know that many of you have dedicated most of your lives to make my customer journey great, so I do not want to offend anyone, but I do think that we need to address the elephant in the room. Because for years we have been discussing high returns, low conversions, static add-to-bag trends, etc., etc. But what if I were to tell you that that's not the problem? You would basically think, yeah, great, another startup, shouting in caps lock just to give my attention. But let me elaborate on that, because I think that the problem is bad user experience. Of course, you have high returns. When people started selling shoes and clothing online for the first time, everyone was like, okay, but how is that going to work? You know you have to try these things on. There's a reason why we have fitting rooms. There's a reason why shoe stores are designed with one seating area in the middle and people running back and forth with shoes for you to try on. And they say, don't think about it, we got that. Fitting room 2.0. And now you are thinking like 3D scanning, avatar tech, magic mirrors, etc. No, that's not fitting room 2.0. This is fitting room 2.0, the way IKEA sees it anyway. At home is fitting room 2.0. And we have taught people to click home what you like, a couple of dresses, try on what you like, and just return the things that you don't like. Of course, we have high returns. So the problem is bad user experience. Imagine going into this store next door here and say that you found a perfect dress for the reception, and you ask the guy behind the counter for the fitting room, and he's like, no, we don't do that. And you're like, what? No, we would like you to buy 3 dresses, and you just stop by with the 2 that don't fit when it's good for you. Of course, he would have high returns. And to add to that, I live together with 3 women. Just a fancy way to say I have 2 daughters, but usually get some attention. Thank you. And they are now 17 and 19 years old. And they have grown up in a world, and they have grown accustomed to a world where they are constantly asked about their problems, about their complexes, each time they want to shop online. It looks something like this. They have to answer about their height, and then how much do you weigh, and your tummy shape, your hip shape, your boob shape. And this one, for crying out loud, is asking about gender as well. I mean, we are in June, the Pride Month in year 24. I was really hoping that we were better than this. Because what these solutions are doing, and this is just a random sample of solutions we all know, they work with averages. Because if I know your height and your weight, I can calculate your BMI. But I have no idea if you, for me, for instance, my torso is longer proportional than my legs, for instance. Because people, you and me, every one of you, we are not average. Average is a technical term, statistical term, used to describe numbers that was never intended to describe people. So basically, what we have today is solutions that can give the average population an average size recommendation for the average product. And that takes us nowhere. So that's why we at ZIZR are what we call body shape inclusive. And sizing is personal, right? If my wife thinks and feels that she looks great in a dress size 10, she is a size 10 in that particular dress, even if the system says that you're a size 8. And if her friend thinks that I feel great in size 8. She's a size 8, even though the system says size 10. And that's what fashion is all about. That's the nature of fashion, right? That's what we all do. We try to make people feel good. We want people to feel great about themselves, having the ability to express themselves. But today, we're not making them feel good. We're making them feel bad. This is what it should look like. And this is what ZIZR looks like. And here, Kim, hi Kim, you would look great in US 4. And that recommendation has to be tailored to Kim's preferences when it comes to blazers, which might be different for Kim's preferences for, say, work dresses or formal shoes or whatever. And it's her ZIZR ID. Yes, we also have an ID, works across all stores. This is what it looks like for my wife, shopping for shoes at Net-a-Porter. We have been live at Net-a-Porter in US, UK, Hong Kong, and Germany for a couple of months. And it says, Siri, your ideal size is IT36. Yes, I'm married to Siri. Thank you, Apple. But that's another story. But how do we know at ZIZR that Kim would look great in US 4 and my wife in this particular boot is IT36 and not 36.5? Because currently we haven't asked them any questions. Obviously, we do need to know something about them, right? So when I told my wife about ZIZR the first time, I said, you know Maria, that you can borrow dresses from? She, yeah. And you have Susan that you can swap shoes with. Yeah, that's basically ZIZR for you. We identify your ZIZR twin behind the scenes. So if you can tell us what you like at SKU level, because it has to be SKU level, as our friend said, within brands, within a product, you can vary in sizes. But if you can tell us what you like, we identify what you should have. And this is what it looks like on your ZIZR ID. Every purchase made in a store using ZIZR is automatically uploaded to your ZIZR ID. So you can tune your personal fit profile every time, because it's always a but, right? It fits, but it's a bit tight around the shoulders, it's a bit narrow on the sleeves, it's a bit this, it's a bit that. And this is how you tune your personal fit profile, because it's personal. It has to be. The technical slide. Yes, it's easy to integrate. We have literally onboarded one of the largest online stores in the world in 48 hours. Worked within the platform. We obviously use AI as anyone else, but we are in the top tier of the Microsoft started Hub program, etc., etc. Since you have your phones up, don't be shy. Get them up again. Please add me on LinkedIn. I could talk about this technology throughout the day. And I would love to connect with each and one of you and tell you more about ZIZR. And my colleague Ruben is here as well. Thanks for having me, and be patient. Now I believe it's time for a break, and wish you all a very good conference. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Peter.